All right. Hi, it's David. I want to talk about trading today. I want to talk about um, what I believe is still the best market out there to trade, and that's the crude oil market, and that's the one that I've concentrated most of the last years of my life, I guess, working on and putting together things in that nature, or strategies, or methods, however you want to call that, to be able to trade in this environment. And I was just thinking off the top of my head, and I don't know. I don't know if you guys get these things too, the great courses that come in. And I thought, this is sent to me countless and countless of times. 75% off, save this, save that. And it got me thinking again that, I got a lot of information that obviously is inside his head. And I would like to share with you, being my YouTube audience, or the 123 day trade audience that watches me. Now, currently, I am working on the T4 platform, which I can't show you right. I guess I could turn it around and show quickly since I got my camera here. I don't know how much you'd be able to see, but there I am. There's the camera and a chart and my platform and the order entry, and this right here is my spreadsheet, which is my probably the most valuable thing that I have. Let me fix that in my trading arsenal right now. Yeah, it definitely. I mean, it's well, this is the spreadsheet that I use, and it's actually 2 pages and I developed it and I put it together. There's more tabs underneath, but it's definitely um, when you think about 25 plus years of trading culminating down to 2 sheets, um, that's pretty much it, and I hate to say it that way, but everything that I need to know is on these 2 sheets. And actually, everything I really need to know is on this front sheet right here, as far as what I am looking at as far as value. And recently I've been taking a course and learning about value and learning about things that are important to me now, or try to find that passion that I'm passionate about. And obviously there's only one thing that I've been passionate about pretty much for my whole adult life, and then that it's related to odds and calculations and numbers. And on a side note, just on a side note, my oldest son, and I are currently watching on Netflix Numbers, and he is absolutely fascinated by the mathematics that's behind that. Now, Charlie Epps, the lead, one of the lead characters, is not in real life a mathematician, but what you get out of it is the power of math and the mathematical power. And I don't know if anyone's ever looked at the square of 9 before. Now, that square of 9 was something that Gann worked on, and um, and what's really cool about it is I don't know if you can see that. Maybe I'll bring it a little bit closer. Is it goes 0 degrees on the other side over here, and it goes all the way around to 360 degrees. And you can see that. I don't know if you can see the one in the middle. Let me see how close I can get to the camera. Let's see here. And then it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all the way around to 9. And one of the videos that I put out a little bit ago was on the power of 369, the power of Tesla and Gann, the power of all of these traders that have worked together. I think Tesla and Gann, I think they are kindred spirits when it comes to things. Now I'm talking about Nikola Tesla, who did the electricity side, and I think if we would have followed the model that he had, we'd probably have free electricity right now. We wouldn't be paying Duquesne Light or West Penn Energy or whoever your energy supplier is right now. We'd probably have some kind of radiant energy that we use that would power all this. Most likely the crude oil market wouldn't even exist because we'd have another way of developing power. But that's not here and it's not there. And trading is all about taking advantage of of a perceived opportunity inside the market, and trying to position yourself properly in that market to hopefully, more times than not, make more money than you lose, correct? So you want to, and I am a firm believer in trading at least a 2-contract series, perhaps even 3-contract series. Your 2-contract series gives you the ability to move to break even and allows you to also go for a runner. Now, if some of the, this stuff starts making sense as you think about, if you think about the product that's out there, or a product, excuse me, a trade that's out there, that initial profit, it's like how much is enough profit on the initial, if you're trading 2 contracts, how much of it is initially good and how much should you risk on the other side of that? So in other words, what is your risk compared to the profit and the ROI, roughly, the return on investment? And each trade has its own individualized ROI, correct? But you also should have a value of what you perceive value is. Now, for instance, this chart goes up to what I call 12P and 12R. So, and the reason I picked 12 is 3, 6, 9, 12. I don't know why. Just, there was a next logical extension. I guess you go 15, 18, 21 if you wanted to, and on out. But each series of 3 is how I looked at it. And if I look, I don't know if you can see this, but let me show you one thing right there. There's the blue numbers right there where it says range in thirds. That is divided into 3, 6, and 9 as well. So, for instance, today's range, this is March 31st, 2015, as I figure this out, is 847 could be kind of the range in the top third. The other third is 663, and the third one is 810. It works out to be roughly today's range would be 3s. This is kind of confusing. 1/3 is around 264, and the 9s, 369 side of it, is around 257. Today's 1P range, in other words, what I believe the market could move, given the volatility of the market over those so many trading days. Like for instance, that today 1P I worked out to be 33 ticks. So there was a trade earlier today that incorporated. It was roughly to go long at 47.95, and first P was at 48.28. And the second area was 48.61, which moved into another point of reference today, which was the pivot point. If you look at where the pivot point was today, the pivot point was at 48.50 today, but the trade itself was showing that it was going to run through that pivot point if I kept it going. So the where was I again? It was 47.95, and the pivot point was at 48.50, I believe, today. And the second P was at 48.61. So the market went up to the pivot point and then trailed off of it. Right now, the market's currently trading at 47.72. Now that would be $47.72, but I like to look at it as the dollar amount, as the whole 4 digits, and everything that I have is based on the 4 digits. I don't really look at the dollar, and that's another key component as a trader. You don't need to think about in dollars when you're trading. You want to think about in ticks. You want to think about as it relates to, because when you start thinking about money, and especially as a trader, when you start thinking about money, you start thinking about how much you're losing in any given trade. You want to try to divorce yourself as best as you can from that tick, from the dollar side of this equation, and make it a tick value. So, for instance, 1 tick in the crude oil market is $10, correct? Those that know. Those that don't, just figure that out right now, because I just told you how much it is. So a tick what is a tick? And it's not something that's on your head. It's not politics, which means many ticks on your head, right? Heard that joke the other day, and I thought it was pretty funny. Anyway, so when I'm developing my trades or my trading strategy or my trading methods, it all comes down to right now what everything that I've developed has come down to 2 sheets, and then utilizing what I believe are my trading personal masters that I've developed. I mean, I've learned from, like William Gann and Jesse Livermore, Elliott with the Elliott Wave, Ralph Elliott. You got Richard Wyckoff. Those are my 4 top ones that I really like. And then of current mentors that I like today that are living and still breathing, you got Larry Williams, Joe Ross, and Van K. Tharp. I really like. Now, I don't like Van K. Tharp's trading method. Oh, and also Tom Williams. Tom Williams with volume spread analysis. So, and then you have an offshoot of that another person calls volume price analysis, VPA, that another lady ports and supports, and brings out. But it was really developed off of.
I was just checking on Anthony.
Hold on a second. Let me.
Still working very hard. If you've been following his.
I had to mute out the. That was Top Step Trader, where I am involved in there underneath the name TradeCraze. If you see, I have like this little C around this black thing that means I'm a combine recruit, and I'm getting ready to enter into a combine there at Top Step Trader within the next month or 2. Maybe sooner, I don't know. I'm still, I've got to make sure that I don't know if you saw the let me show you again. I've got some charts on this screen, and oh, by the way, I don't know if you, I'll forget about it. My dog's behind there, which would have been, I've got my spreadsheet, and then I've got my camera going right there, but let me move this out of the way a little bit. And this right here happens to be my I guess the decision making trade setup platform, whatever you want to call. Let me get that centered again. You can see all the blotches on my face. I had to shave. I got to go to the funeral home today, so I don't know if you've seen lately. I've shaved off my beard and my goatee, and when we've reached spring. So where am I on time? Wow. Now I've talked for 13 minutes, and really, what have we accomplished today? What I want you to get out of it, if you're going to speed to the end and the 30 seconds, because a lot of you guys know that I put the nuggets at the end sometimes. I want you to understand that when you enter your trade decision, when you know that this is the trade setup that I want to be in, when you place your order into the market, when you're ready to put that in there and you say, okay, this is where I find value, right? You need to know, everyone wants to know how much money I can make and all this, but I think Larry Williams actually said this better than I think a lot of us say it and think of it. You've got to know where your risk tolerance is on any given trade. So, for instance, when you enter in that trade, you need to know where your exit point is, and I think that is of more value. Knowing where I wouldn't call it your hurt point, because you need to take small losses along the way to get to the big gains, because you want to hopefully offset your losses against your gains. So for instance, the way I look at it, and this is the nugget for today's trading, if I'm trading 2 contracts, I want my one contract to get what would be the loss of 2. With me? So for instance, today, if I have a 33 tick point profit target, now this just because I said 33 today doesn't mean that's what it's going to be tomorrow. It shifts, it changes, it moves. It's the way it is. It's the volatility, the velocity, the volume. All of this figures into my trading strategy. So when I say 33 ticks, please don't think, okay, that's what I'm trading every day, because it's not. Today it works out to be 33 ticks. So the other side of that equation is how much am I willing to risk on those two contracts. And today it was 14.7 rounded up to 15. Now I don't trade month end. So today was March 31st, and I thought, well, you know what? I thought I'd make an educational video today, and I would talk to you a little bit about what I perceive as value. So when I enter and click into my trade, and this is all the power of the market that you need now, right? You don't need to be yelling and screaming like we used to do on the floor of the exchanges. And all you need is this right here. This right here will make you a gazillion dollars. So, or lose you a gazillion dollars, correct? Depending upon how you operate this most powerful tool that you have in your arsenal. So now you can figure this out. I just told you that I'm going to get out at 15 ticks on two contracts, but I'm going to go after 33 ticks on one. And I'm hopefully going to move past that and beyond and allow the market to take me out of my trade. You with me? So if that means that the 33 ticks, and this is a Joe Ross concept, by the way. I don't know. Trading Educator is a really brilliant guy. You know, he gets a bad rap sometimes, but he's awesome. He's absolutely a phenomenal person. I've met with him. I sat with him. I've had lunch with him. I've sat across from him and been taught from him. Just an incredible person, Joe Ross. But what he said is, and it took a while for this to sink in. It took me a long time to figure this out, is that you've got to pay yourself to trade. You've got to pay the electric. You got to pay your bills in front of you right through here. And today you could see, and you got to pay your commission cost as well. So 33 ticks versus 30. There's 3 ticks, right? That's $30 because $10 per tick is $30. Minus the commission cost, I'm going to net around, I won't tell you what commission cost is, but I'm going to net a pretty good close number up to that 30. So when the market moves in my favor, I'm going to move my contract series closer to break even. I don't believe in a trailing stop, but I believe in if it hits a certain value point, and I'll move it quicker as it moves down than as it moves up, because the market has a tendency to fall 3 times faster than it moves up, correct? So if you know that, then you know that you can, roughly 1/3 of that value, you could start thinking about moving your stop to break even on a short. But on the other side of that, it moves slower on the up. So in other words, it comes back down and up and down. And the market does. I wish the market moved straight up or straight down, but it doesn't. If you look at right now, if you look at this market that I'm looking in front of you, it's done this to this to this to down here, back up, back down, back up, and then it's trading like this right now. That's the market, and that's what it looks like. But on any given day, you look at that bar and you see, especially the daily bar, and you see that it's, you have your open, you have your high, you have your low, and then you have your close of the market, right? The open notch, the close notch, the high notch, and the low notch. So I wanted to give some value today is what it's all about. And as I am working on I'm not exactly sure how it's all going to come out, if I'm going to put it under davidmknight.com or if I'm going to go back over to 123daytrade.com, if I'm going to use a combination of the both of them. I just don't know right now. But what I want you to know is that this information that's in front of me, I want to make it available to you as well, because it's time for me. No, I'm not going to have no more live trading room. That was my nemesis. I'm much better, and I know everyone says the same damn thing over again, that the people that can't trade educate, and education people can't trade, and blah 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 blah. But that's not absolutely true. There are some traders out there like Larry Williams that actually trades live, and they're very few and very far between. But that's not my talent, because my talent was I would have 9 days out of 10 where I'd make money, but that 1 out of 10 day was the day that I would give back all my gains plus a little bit more in a live trading room. And it pretty much sent me into an anxiety attack at the age of 43 going on to 44, and also made me have a nervous breakdown as well. So knowing that about me, I'm never ever ever gonna run a live trading room myself again. That's what Top Step Trader is for me today. I got an environment that I can go to, that I can listen to Eddie Horn, by the way, and listen to him. Now, I march to the beat of my own drum, right? So like you can see, I got my own drumsticks back here, and I got the ones that I actually use, right? But I march to the beat of my own drummer is what it gets to. But I enjoy the camaraderie of being in an environment of like-minded individuals, and that's why I like Top Step Trader. Do I call it Top Step Trading? Top Step Trader is the name of the company, TST for short. But there's some lot of really excellent people that are there, and I'm having to work my trading strategy to fit into the parameters of that particular market, or that particular environment, so that, for instance, on the $50,000 account that they have, you can trade up to 5 contracts, but you can only have a max drawdown of $1,000. Now, once you get up over a certain amount, that max drawdown gets lower. But if you're trading 5 contracts the way I trade it, with just for instance, that's what, 15 ticks today, by 5 would be 60 ticks. One loss in the market, I'm 60 ticks down, I'm $600 in the hole. If I would have 2 losses in a row on 5 contracts, I've already hit my max drawdown. Right off the bat, that I can't trade, at least I know that I can't trade under the Top Step Trader platform and the way that they have their funded traders. I know that I can't trade a series of 5 contracts because it would be too much risk, because on 2 losses in a row I've hit my max drawdown. And a lot of people that badmouth TST, which some people do, that they said the parameters are too high, and then the other things that go on. That's not true. What most people that complain are the ones that have already been losers to start with, right? They're in the 90% that can't instead of the 10% that can. That's the difference. You've got to know your risk level before, and if they set the parameters, hey, you know what? Those with the gold make the rules, right? If you want to follow the rules of an environment and be in that environment, well, they got the gold, and if you want the gold, you got to follow that rules to get to the gold. Then follow the damn rules, right? That's the simple equation that you have to follow. And if you can't follow the rules, well, obviously you're never going to pass a combine. Well, I thought it would be a challenge for me to pass their combine and become a funded trader with Top Step Trader, and that's what I am in the process of doing. Along those lines, as I move forward, I want to put and share information to my subscriber base, which in YouTube is over 500 people, almost 600 now. And subscribe, tell your friends about this. I hope to be able to share it. Well, not hope, I will share more information. The latest kick that I got on was on the poker and the sit and go. That's something that relaxes me. To go all in on play money right now is something it's okay. I can't risk it in America. We can't. Poker stars won't let you bet with real money. Maybe one of these days they would let off the neck of the stupid chicken here and allow people to risk their own risk capital and be big enough that the big brother doesn't have to step on everybody. But that's a subject for another day. All right. 25-minute video of you listening to me talk. God bless you for listening to me this long, and take care of yourself. And I look forward to sharing a lot more in the future. But I thought I wanted to let you know what's going on in my head and what's important to me Um, write your trading ideas down in your journal. You know, I mean, I'm on 20. This is volume 20 now. This is probably another valuable resource that I got. I mean, they're not just trading ideas, but this is volume 20 of my information. I don't know if y'all can see that. So volume 20 that I've put down, and I like the Jim Rohn journal. You can find a link on my website, but at 123 Day Trade. But what got me thinking today was um, a guy that I'm listening to his course right now named Russell Bronson, and got me thinking about, I guess, in a lack of a better way of saying it, my value proposition, my unique sales proposition. Was that called a unique SP or USP, unique value proposition? Or but regardless, what got me thinking about it was that I've got this information. It's in my head. I'd like to share it. I'm going to put together what pretty much the top end course to start with, and then kind of trying to take pieces out of it so that I can make it into bite-sized chunks. And then I'd have, I don't know if I'd ever do coaching again, but I might have a coaching course way up here that would be of extreme value to those that would want to go one-on-one. I'm not there yet, but I want to be there. I mean, there's a lot of information that I have. I mean, if you look at the E-mini bull bear basic trading strategy that I put out there, that works. That simple method that I put out back in 2009, it works. Using the CCI, Commodity Channel Index, using your volume, and using the price action that you have in front of you, and knowing where the trend is in any given day. You know, that simple trading strategy will always work because it's based upon the market, and it's also based upon the what is perceived momentum of the market. So in other words, the 3 V's that I like to talk about: the velocity, the volatility, and the volume. So the flying 3 V's. Think about that. I guess that's about it for now. Dave Night out. God bless you and take care, and I'll see you on the next video that I decide to share some more information with you. Bye now.